here because it always falls down. We got to find that right spot where it's going to stay sweet and sexy. I got to start my watch, get on your bike, get on your rower, get on your treadmill, and we're going to have some fun. Today's discussion is going to be more of a hype video, and it's going to be about why you are worthy of love. Now, not just romantic love, but all forms and fashions of love. And if you want to comment down below so that we can have a little fun together, be my guest. That would make it more enjoyable for all of us, except for me just ranting and pontificating over here. So that's that. So when we talk about why we deserve love, first and foremost, the reason we deserve love so dearly is because we are extensions of what we call source energy. We are an extension of God. We are an extension of the creative source. Our core, who we are beyond this body, even this body as it is love. It is an extension of love. And so in our physical bodies, as our souls continue to expand and grow and do all their learning and have all their fun along the roller coaster of physical reality and incarnation, we are constantly reminded to seek love, and we are constantly reminded to seek love through our actions, through our words, through our thoughts, from our inner being, because our inner being is always existing in bliss, in love, in joy, in gratitude, appreciation, and excitement, enthusiasm. That's where our inner being lives. Our emotional guidance system is merely suggesting to us that right now you are on the path to aligning, to catching up to that aspect of you that is the broader non-physical perspective, as Abraham would call it, the soul you. And so the reason we just don't feel worthy of love is purely our conditioning. Babies don't stop feeling loved, right? They don't stop questioning their worth. Young children don't stop questioning their worth. It's that once we get past a specific age and we begin to observe others around us and we begin to we begin to actually observe behavior from others that gives us the desired result that we want, aka words of affirmation, physical touch, quality time, gift giving, right? These are all ways that we begin to receive love and receive our feelings of worthiness. Even though our feelings of worthiness are never in question, we begin to feel these things through those different outlets, if you will. And we learn those because of our behavior or our words. And we like the feeling of somebody reminding us of the awareness of our inner being, right? We like being reminded of where our inner being already is. It's an interesting conundrum because we have every moment to use those things for ourselves, to tell ourselves that we are beautiful, that we are smart, that we are funny, that we are resilient, that we are worthy, that we're amazing. You are so freaking amazing watching this video right now. You are spectacular beyond belief. You are an extension of the infinite consciousness. You are an extension of that right now. As you're watching this, you and I are extensions of the one source, which means that you and I are connected more intimately than we could ever imagine. We just so happen to be playing this game in different physical manifestations. We can call it the ego. The ego is a beautiful tool to help us understand that this is a little microphone that I'm speaking into. This is a white shirt. That's a wall. This is a camera. These are all the ego, the mind, if you will, the Mara, the demon Mara in the story of Buddha, that he overcomes and attains enlightenment. These are all ways to help us expand spiritually, because when we are in our non-physical spiritual state, our soul state, our inner being state, we understand the depth that we need to. We still have our own little mischievous aspects of our personalities and our souls, but for the most part, the veil of illusion, right, the veil of forgetting is gone. We remember who we are. We remember that we are extensions of source energy. We remember that we are intimately connected with God, and that is our journey to move back there. And so that journey is an emotional journey. It's a journey from the head to the heart, the 12-inch journey, as Greg Braden would say. This is our journey. This is the fun that we get to play in this physical life. And so what ends up happening is that because we're so desperate for that love that our inner being is already existing in, we behave in a specific way, we think in a specific way, we speak in a specific way, where other people will validate those things to us, will give us that reassurance that we're smart, that we're funny, that we're great dancers. Most of us are great dancers. Just kidding, you're a great dancer even if you think you're not a great dancer. And when we receive that external validation, it is the reminder from that inner being aspect of them to us, the same aspect of each other, that helps us align with our inner being. So we're using, in those ways, we begin using others as our avenue to connect with our inner being. And that becomes a very unhealthy, very codependent way to connect with your inner being. It's not that that's, you can't, you don't need, it's not that we shouldn't do that. That's not what I'm saying. It's just that when we are constantly using our romantic partner, our parent, our child, our brother, our sister, our friend, our coworker, any of these people to validate the knowingness of our soul, then we lose sight of our own inner power. And so, once we understand that, we then can begin to play with it, because then we can begin to take the action steps in the form of meditation, affirmations, journaling, therapy if you so seek, talking with others, even though it's kind of external, it's not internal unless you can really self-reflect. But it's this journey of self-reflection, of reminding ourselves how freaking amazing we are just to be here. And what a gift and what an opportunity it is for us to just be here. If we saw everything that we experienced in our physical bodies as being guided by our inner beings, everything, I think it would take a lot of the zest off of the bad situations. Today I realized how freaking amazing I am. Sorry to toot my own horn, because I learned that from my cardiologist that people that have gone through childhood cancer are 10 times childhood cancer treatment are 10 times more likely to develop cardiac-related issues, whether that be arrhythmias, blockages, heart attacks, all types of issues, valvular problems, 10 times more likely than their peers that did not have the chemotherapy and radiation. So when I heard that, it gave me a little bit of softening, because I started to think, holy crap, man, this physical vessel, as sexy as it is, it's a wink, has been through so much. And from my non-physical perspective, I heard in my inner ear, I heard, you are so amazing to have taken on this journey in this physical vessel, to have gone forward knowing that this was going to be a large part of your physical experience, and still be a guiding light to yourself and others. That's something beyond amazing. To have taken, right? We each have gone through these drastic journeys in our life. Some, just different than others. Each path leads to the mountaintop. But when we take each journey with grace, with true self-reflection, we realize I don't need others to tell me I'm beautiful. I don't need others to tell me I'm worthy. I don't need others to tell me that I am so divinely loved and supported by my inner being, by my spiritual guides, by the infinite intelligence, God itself. I don't need that. I simply appreciate when it shows up, right? I appreciate you, my Shauna, my beautiful wife, giving me that feedback as an extension of God, right? I love to hear that. Thank you, Shauna, as an extension of God, reminding me of my own worth. Thank you, my friends, my clients. Thank you for thinking that I'm funny, that I help you. It reminds me, right, of my own infinite intelligence, of my own inner power. Thank you, person on the grocery store that said, oh, you're so funny and charming. Yes, that makes me feel good because that is how my inner being also sees me. So yes, it is beautiful, and it is very important that we hear that from others, right? It's going to condition us into different behavior from a physical standpoint. However, based upon the law of attraction, there is no possible way that that person over there is going to tell you that they love you, that you are worthy, if you don't feel loved and worthy. That individual is merely an expression of you, right? From that spiritual standpoint, they are an expression of you, reminding you of what you already feel about yourself in that moment. That which is like unto itself is drawn. When I do not feel worthy, when I do not feel loved, I will continually attract individuals that make me feel unworthy and unloved. So that is the law of attraction. That which is like unto itself is drawn. The energy, the frequencies that match my current frequency about myself are going to be magnetized, aligned with who I am in that moment. Excuse me. And therefore, will mirror to me what I am in that moment, who I am being, how I am vibrating, right? That's all that vibration is, how I am being emotionally and in my mind, the thoughts that I'm thinking about myself in that specific moment. So wonderful. We have the resolution, we have the solution. This person reminds me, right, you're so negative, maybe it's time to self-reflect and ask myself, am I being negative? This person is so negative, and I'm being positive, so why is this person in my experience? Maybe it's time to take a look at that person and say thank you for being my teacher in this moment about the way that I'm vibrating right now. Right? If I don't love myself, that person right there will never show me that I'm enough. If I don't feel worthy, that person will continually mirror back to me feelings of unworthiness through their words, through their behavior, right? Through their micro expressions, their non-physical behaviors. And it's going to make me feel bad. Right? Their actions are going to make me feel bad. And why do I feel bad? Because my inner being would never see me that way. Nor would their inner beings see them or me that way. Right? I feel bad because right now, this thought of me being unworthy, of me not being enough, of me being stupid and lazy and not taking enough time to do this or that, my inner being does not see me that way. Your inner being does not see you as unworthy or as unlovable. Your inner being sees you as this beautiful, expanding lotus flower, this beautiful onion, right? And at the core is this magnificent soul that is the expression of divinity. So flowery words, this infinite intelligence at the core of this physical being, expressed as Zach, or expressed as yourself watching this. And so the reason I feel so bad being around that person is because that person, and I've learned that that person is supposed to remind me of my worthiness through their behavior, through their words. They are I'm choosing them, right, as an extension of the divine to remind me of my awesomeness. But nobody's going to make you feel amazing and awesome and worthy and loved if you don't feel it, because that which is like unto itself is drawn. I can't possibly get what I'm not. What does Wayne Dyer say? You don't attract what you think, you attract what you are. It's the same thing. We are drawing in the parallels, the same frequency as us. So if I am blaming my partner for my feelings of unworthiness because they don't speak to you the same way or touch you the same way or treat you the same way anymore, not to victim blame, right? But you have to self-reflect. And you have to go, oh, right now, what is this individual teaching me about myself? What is their lesson for me? We've talked about this in the relationships prior videos. How are they being my teacher? How are they being an extension of God, of my spiritual team, giving me an answer to how I'm being right now? Right, the other day, perfect example. Energy's a little weird. We had that solar storm. I'm driving to work the next morning. I'm in a hurry. I'm late. I'm 4 minutes late. And there was a spot for me to get over, to get off onto a different, change freeways and off ramp, I guess you'd call it. And I have plenty of space, so I signal. And all of a sudden, this white truck just zooms. Like, he didn't need to zoom, nor was he zooming. But for whatever reason, he just zoomed. And I was like, what the hell, dude? What was that for? So as he passed, I just thumbs up him and give him a smart-assy face. Oh, good job. And then I get behind him and I just smile. Good job, that was a good job. Was I being very loving and compassionate? No, he was being my teacher in that moment to just let the scorpion be the scorpion, right? We go back over I tell you guys this every time, and I'm going to tell it to you again, the parable of the scorpion and the monk. The monk is walking on a path. He sees a scorpion in a stream, kind of drowning. So he walks over to it, picks it up to get it out of the water, and it stings his hand. He drops it, ow. Picks it back up, stings him again, ow. Picks it up a third time, finally grabs it, and he kind of tosses it. Then he continues on his way, but this man sees him and says, excuse me, I just saw you allow yourself to get stung by the scorpion, and you put yourself in harm's way 3 different times. Why didn't you just leave him be? And the monk smiled and he said, scorpion's nature is to sting. My nature is to help. So in relationships, when a scorpion wants to sting, let the scorpion sting you, right? Or don't, but recognize that is their nature. Recognize that it is your nature as well. You are a scorpion. You will sting, but maybe you can catch yourself when somebody is trying to love you or trying to help you, right? Maybe they are just your teacher. Maybe that guy was just my teacher to help me understand, all right, slow down. There's no hurry. You'll get there when you get there. Do your best, and that's all you can do. Do your best, and that's all you can do. Let the scorpion be the scorpion. Don't try to force it to not be a scorpion. Accept him as scorpion. Say, okay, he's going to sting me. I'll move on. I can help if I so choose, right? That's the beauty of self-awareness. I can help if I so choose, because that was what resonates with my heart. That is what brings me joy in this moment, is to help. But if it does not bring me joy, I have to walk away. I have to leave. If you have any scorpions in your life, put them in the chats below. Let's talk about them. We all have scorpion in our life. I am Scorpion in many people's lives. You are Scorpion in someone you may not know's life. And you may have lots of Scorpions in your life. But in relationship settings, that's the beauty of having self-awareness and being a master creator, a master manifester. You have the awareness to choose your thoughts and therefore the associative emotions that arise from those thoughts. Right? When I am not thinking a thought that is in alignment with my inner being, I feel bad. My inner being has moved forward over here. It does not come back to us. It has expanded in its new joyful, glorious, loving, blissful state. And our inner beings are calling us that way. But when we refuse to move, or when we take a few steps back, we feel worse. And the way we are taking steps is through the thoughts that we are thinking. That's why we can work ourselves up into a frenzy about something that doesn't even exist. We can also work our way up into a blissful state for something that does not yet exist. We have the opportunity to go both ways. We have the opportunity to align exactly with what our inner being is living and hold that emotion and hold that vibration, and very quickly we will manifest that same situation. Or we have the ability to disconnect, to be in out of alignment, misalignment with our inner beings, and then we will get situations, circumstances that match that vibrational frequency. It is up to us. So when we have people in our lives who refuse to show us the love, I need to stand up for a second, we need to take a break. Oh yeah, take a break, let everything, adjust everything. Yeah, it's 22 minutes on the bike. We gotta adjust. There we go, back and ready. We have to allow other people to be Scorpions. And we have to allow ourselves to see not that they are just Scorpions, that right now they are Scorpion in this moment, but they are also divinity. You are my teacher. Thank you for being my teacher in this moment, because I need it now. Because you are showcasing to me how I am being, how I'm living, how I'm vibrating. And in that regard, you are the most powerful being in the world. You have aligned completely with your inner being because you've made the choice. And then we hold that vibration. When we hold that vibration long enough, when we hold that thought, when we hold that feeling state, right? The thought married with the emotion is the feeling state. When we hold that feeling state for long enough, at least 68 seconds, we will rise up one vibrational level. Then we hold it for another 60 seconds, and then the momentum begins to spin, right? Momentum begins to spin upward, whereas before we were spinning downward. We change that momentum, and then it starts carrying us upward. And all we have to do is keep riding that wave, hold that vibration, until we get to that place of allowing, feeling above contentment, right? Feeling a little bit of peace, maybe a little bit of happiness, or positive expectation. When we get to that state, we are in an allowing state. And the better we feel, the faster that vortex is spinning, which means the faster we are drawing energy towards us. We are drawing that desire into our experience. That's what we call manifested. When we hold that vibration. It doesn't mean that we're going to be perfect. It doesn't mean that you're going to shift out of that. Or it doesn't mean that you're not going to shift out of that. That's what I meant. I only got like 6 hours of sleep tonight, and I'm still doing my cardio. Do your cardio. It's good for your heart. But when we hold that long enough, and when we hold it with that really extreme positive emotion, it means we're manifesting faster. We are drawing that energy into our physical reality faster. And so wonderful, beautiful. You become the beautiful conscious co-creator with God, with Source, that you are. You are embodying, you are integrating that understanding that you are infinite intelligence, you are source energy, you are God manifest in a physical body. And that is where our power resides. And so that's kind of it. You're deserving of love, not because you did anything special. You don't have to earn your worth. You don't have to earn your love. You are worthy and loved exactly as you are. Exactly as you are, 100%. Your inner being does not see you in the falsity that you see yourself, in the misaligned individual mind that you might be holding to at this moment. It does not see you as that. It sees you constantly as the beautiful divine expression. Well, I mean, that means all of it, right? That means the good, the bad, the sexy, the flat, the curly hair, the straight hair, the pimples, the bad breath, the smelly armpits, the joyous smile, the warm heart, like all of this, who you are, it sees clearly. And it loves you exactly as you are. Right? There's a song called Freckles. Go check it out by Lawrence, the band Lawrence. It's an amazing band. And they say, why would you ever want to change your freckles? There's only one of you in all of history. Martha Graham, the founder of contemporary dance, has a wonderful quote. Go check it out. I don't know it by heart, but what she's saying in that quote is, the universe can only come through you in its specific way, and it needs you to hold true to that creative energy, openness, right? It needs you to stay open to the creative flow that wants to move through exactly you. You are the messenger. She's talking about dance, but you are the messenger in whatever way your heart so desires for that creative energy. That's why you are loved. That's why you are worthy. It's not about if you are that. All it is about understanding that for yourself consciously and then integrating it into your heart and knowing it. You are freaking awesome. I'm gonna be your hype man right now. You're so awesome. You are so smart. You are so funny. You are so worthy. You are so worthy. You are so worthy. You are so worthy. You are loved. You are so loved. You are so loved. There's nothing else to say. That is who you are, in the core of who you are. The divine expression that is you, that is your soul, feels that so truly about you, about this physical body. And it's not about trying to figure out what you have to be or do or change or earn. What you have to change right now is that belief inside yourself that you aren't that. And it takes time. It takes patience, right? So giving yourself grace, giving yourself patience, but working towards it, doing something each day that makes you feel closer to joy. That's your dominant intent. What can I do today that brings me closer to joy, that helps me understand that I am a beautiful, loving, divine, worthy being? What can I do today that brings my heart closer to love? What can I do today that brings excitement into my heart, into my body, that helps me express this beautiful perfection that is trying to come through me in the exact perfect way? How do I keep that channel open so that it can come through me and I can express that and remind others of that exact same thing? How do you do that? Only you will know that. There are certain practices. You can practice gratitude, you can practice meditation, you can dance, you can write a list of positive aspects about yourself, right? You can do all of these things. You can sing, you can listen to music, you can watch a funny movie, you can ask somebody, do you like me? If you want that external validation, don't ask too many people, but ask somebody, what is it that can you just be honest with me? What is it that you like about me? Right? What is it that you find appealing? Or write a letter to yourself from that person's viewpoint. Right? What is it that you find beautiful about yourself? What is it that you find worthy about yourself? What is it that you find lovable about yourself? If you do that, you change the vibration within yourself. And then I will guarantee you 100% that once you go forward into your day, you will begin recognizing that other people are mirroring that back to you. They just seem to smile at you more. They seem to laugh at your jokes. They compliment you on maybe what you're wearing or just your general presence. They compliment you on the way you carry yourself, right? They say, wow, there's something about you that just glowed. And I just wanted to say, I noticed that, and thank you for reminding me of that for myself. Thank you for being graceful. I can see the joy that's coming from your smile, and I haven't been smiled at in a long time, and I really appreciate you for that. There are so many ways the universe is going to respond to you and is going to mirror your vibrational frequency back to you. And then you will find the strength within yourself to allow the scorpion to be the scorpion, to allow the flower to be the flower, to allow your lover to be your lover, to allow your parent to be your parent, your child to be your child, your friend to be your friend, your coworker to be your coworker, that person in the truck to be the person in the truck. And then you're free. Then you are completely free. And that, my friends, is how we end it today. We hit our 30 minutes. We actually went over a little bit. I love you guys because I know exactly who you are. I know exactly who you are. I know that you are an expression of this beautiful, divine intelligence that we call God. And you are here because you chose to be, and you are here because you have such a deep purpose. And you watch this because you have that purpose. So if you are reminded of that, share this with somebody else. Remind them of that. Or just go forward and tell somebody about that. Tell them how beautiful you think they are, how smart they are, how funny they are, how worthy you see them, and how much you love them. And then we change the world. One act of random kindness at a time. But it starts within. So start treating yourself like you love yourself. Write to yourself, write love letters to yourself, write gratitude letters to yourself, and start changing that voice inside your head that is telling you you're unworthy, because you're not. You are 100% worthy. You are safe, you are loved, you are worthy, and you are protected. That is the council's message from them through me to you. And I love you guys. And I will see you on our next live. Thanks for showing up. Give me some comments down below. Talk to you soon. Bye.